nice and aggressive front lights. And you have some fake aero ventilations here, but it adds to the looks. And here you have active ventilation that opens in the front on both sides, and a small camera at the front for the parking assistant and 360 view. So when seeing this car from the front, it's looks nice. It looks very sporty and aggressive, and the lines and the shape of it is well balanced and good. Let's look from the side. You have small air wheels on this car to save energy. And when it comes to the back, you have this long light bar that lights up all the way across the whole car. When it comes to charging, this car has a DC charging capacity of 130 kilowatts, top peak charging, and home charging capability, or AC charging, of 11 kilowatt hours. So it's a CCS connector and a normal Type 2 connector combined. And then you have the very specific and distinct back with the lights, the light bar with some added graphics on top, and you have the separated wings and braking light in the middle, just like a Formula 1 car. And you also have the light at bottom. It's special, and they have done something unique, and that's always fun to see the car creators and designers make something special and different than all the others. I'm not convinced about the back end of the car. I think this is a little bit too much plastic light bar, but it lights up good and looks really good at night. So this is the interior, the dual screen, the instrument cluster. I think it's 7-inch. You have a 10-inch central media screen. And just under that you have the QI charging pad, nicely located, the drive selector, the park brake, and you have some storage here. Cup holders, it's a bit cramped underneath here, so if you live in the US and drink very big Cokes or coffee, it won't fit. Otherwise, it's very nicely located. The buttons, hard touch, real buttons, works well. And it's a nice and a quick screen, not that much delay. The chairs are a bit more to the sporty side, with some support on the sides and bolsters. It's comfortable seats. It's a half leather and half textile or fake leather seats. All black in this car. And you have nice controls on the steering wheel, so there is not any haptic feedback buttons here. You have nice stalks or joysticks that's easy to find with your thumb and easy to control. You can choose the direction and press them. Phone keys, and you have a special customizable button there. That's the IR camera to watch the driver and to support the driver and keep the driver safe. Let's have a look at the back seat. See the door sides. It's hard plastic, but nice for this price range. This car is 100,000 SEK cheaper than the ID3 and also than the Renault Megane, so the price is very competitive. It's the best price in the segment. So the back seat, it's a bit dark in here, but I hope you see. We have some pockets. When it comes to the boot, it's 350 liters capacity, a bit smaller than the other alternatives. So I'm in the MG4 with the 60 kilowatt hours battery. It's a NMC battery and it has a range of 435 kilometers. It has 204 horsepower and 250 newton meters of torque. By the way, this turning signal sounds a bit annoying and is a bit loud, but I need to use it. It's a nice car to drive. It's rear wheel drive. It makes it a bit more fun when accelerating and driving than the front wheel drive cars. I'm driving in sport mode, so it's a bit more quick on the accelerator. It behaves well. And what actually surprises me is that the sound insulation in this car is much better than I thought from the beginning. It's a little bit more noisy than the ID3, but it's more silent than the Renault Megane, and actually feels very comfy. This is the built-in navigation, and you have some 3D animation for this. This, for instance, is the Neo Ullevi. Looks good. It's a Swedish football field. What is that called? Park.
Old Ullevi.
Old Ullevi. New Ullevi and Old Ullevi. For the moment, I have this car has an energy consumption of 19.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer. That's a bit high, but that's probably due to a lot of tryouts and test drives. I think you easily can manage 15 or under 15 when you drive it in good weather conditions, and the VLTP range is achievable during summertime. And it has a heat pump, which means that it will also give you a good range during winter. Not in the VLTP range, it won't match the VLTP range, but you could expect over 300 kilometers easy during winter. I'm gonna do an acceleration test now on the highway. This car does 0 to 100 in 7.9 seconds and has a top speed of 160 kilometers per hour, and that's more than enough for this car. And you feel the punch in the back since it's a rear wheel drive, and the car is just below 1,700 kilos. I think it's 1,685, something in that ballpark. So it's not that heavy. It's lighter than the ID3, and you feel that, and feels a bit more fun to drive. And the suspension is not too soft. It's somewhere in the middle, so you can drive it a bit harder without like losing control of the car. Yeah, so the horsepower is definitely enough, and 250 newton meters of torque gives you what you need. And the steering feels direct and fun to drive. It's like flat on the top and on the bottom, so it's a nice design, and you clearly see the instrument cluster at the front, which gives you a lot of good information. You also see the driver assistance system to the left on the instrument cluster, and to the right, for the moment, I have energy consumption and a tripometer. And in the center, you see the speed and the sign recognizer. So now I'm putting the car in reverse to check the backup camera. So we have a 3D view, a bird's view, and a backup view, and you clearly see the surroundings of the car, the parking sensors. I think you can press that one, yeah, to get the whole picture. But that one is a bit. This one is better. So we have good parking assistance. Pressing park. I'm back sitting in my Volkswagen ID3. I have been reflecting since the test drive of the MG4, and my conclusion is that currently MG4 is the only car and company, MG, that is trying to bring electric cars for the masses, and that's very obvious when you look at the price performance point on this car. It's the cheapest car available without compromises. You have the range, you have the equipment, you have the size. You actually have everything you need in this car for a price point that's a lot below the other cars in the same segment. And keep in mind that this is the luxury version, the most expensive, currently the most expensive version of the MG4. There is coming a more powerful one, a more expensive one, and that's the MG4 Performance. That one is coming next year with four-wheel drive and over 400 horsepower. So that's an interesting, fun version of the MG4. So I'm looking forward to trying that one out. But back to the luxury one. The price is currently unbeatable. So if you're looking for a nice car with all the features you need and a very good price, this is the car you have been waiting for. I'm very sure about that. With that said, I'm not convinced about the looks. I think the rear of the car is a bit too bold, at least for me. I'm not really convinced about the looks. And one other thing when it comes to the looks, I hope the performance one will look a bit better. And that's the wheel arches and the wheels. The MG4 has small wheel arches when compared to ID3, for instance. It looks a bit old-fashioned in that manner, but that's just me. Otherwise, this car is spotless. You need to accept some things, and that's when it comes to interior materials. It is what it is, and you need to understand the price point of this car. It is not a premium car in that manner. This is more a entry-level car in the electric segment, and with that in mind, it's the best package currently available. So with that said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me to create more content for you guys. And by the way, don't forget to watch the video I did the other day about the ATTO 3, the BYD car. It's a small SUV in the same C-Class segment as the MG4. I think that's interesting for you guys, so don't forget that. I will link it here. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Speak to you soon.